Davao City Mayor and daughter of the President Sara Duterte says she would cooperate with an international criminal court investigation into drug-related extrajudicial killings, but only if the national government agrees to the probe. She insists Davao City shouldn't be included in the investigation. ICC Chief Prosecutor Fatu Bensouda sees a link between pre-2016 Davao City killings and the killings during Duterte's presidency. The younger Duterte adds, "Just the same, whatever the DILG will say, the local government unit will follow." Bensouda told the pretrial chamber or PTC that the same types of actors also allegedly committed strikingly similar crimes in the city of Davao, starting in 1988 and continuing through 2016. The palace has already said the national government will not cooperate as long as Duterte is president. Sara Duterte, who is being pushed by her father's supporters to run for president in 2022, topped a recent survey by Pulse Asia on who should succeed her father. Meantime, the Bensouda report includes Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, former Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre II, and unnamed members of the alleged Davao Death Squad or DDS, as part of a quote-unquote apparent policy to perpetrate extrajudicial killings or EJKs. Bensouda has requested authorization to open an investigation, which the pretrial chamber composed of 3 judges must first approve. De la Rosa is the so-called architect of the war on drugs. Bensouda quotes then Philippine National Police Chief De La Rosa in a May 2016 speech as saying, "The focus will be killing those involved in drugs." Aguirre, on the other hand, was referenced by Bensouda for his statement saying that drug addicts are not part of humanity. Rappler reached out to both De La Rosa and Aguirre, but they have yet to respond. The Quezon City government says Wednesday, June 16, it is considering filing for damages against Wellig Pharma Corporation, the company behind eZConsult. This after repetitive technical problems ruined users' experience in booking a COVID-19 vaccine slot. eZConsult is an online platform that offers virtual health services. It has been used by local government units or LGUs to book the vaccination of residents. The eZConsult website has constantly choked since the QC government opened thousands of slots for economic frontline workers on June 10. It also experienced heavy traffic as early as March 27. Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte warns Wellig has until Friday, June 18 to upgrade its system and meet its contractual obligations. She says failure to do so would result in the termination of the contract between the 2 parties. Quezon City Vaccination Task Force Co-Chair Joseph Huico says residents do not need to worry about their data if the contract is terminated. He says the city owns the database and has a copy of the Vaccine Information Management System. A British study published Wednesday, June 16, shows the antibody cocktail being developed by Regeneron Pharmaceuticals reduces COVID-19 deaths in hospitalized patients who have not mounted their own antibody response. Patients whose bodies did not produce antibodies when infected by COVID-19 are called seronegative. The therapy called Regen-CoV has been granted emergency use authorization for people with mild to moderate COVID-19 in the United States. Results from the recovery trial provide the clearest evidence of its effectiveness among hospitalized patients. Researchers say antibody therapy reduced the 28-day mortality into 6 fewer deaths for every 100 seronegative patients treated. The treatment also shortened the hospital stay of those who were seronegative and reduced their chances of needing a mechanical ventilator. Regeneron's therapy mimics natural antibodies the body produces to fight off the infection. Meanwhile, AstraZeneca says a late-stage trial failed to provide evidence its COVID-19 antibody therapy protected people who had contact with an infected person from the disease. The therapy, AZD7442, was 33% effective in reducing the risk of people developing symptoms compared with a placebo. An Alibaba executive says founder Jack Ma is lying low. In an interview with CNBC Tuesday, June 15, Alibaba's executive vice chairman Joe Tsai says Ma is focusing on hobbies and philanthropy, but talks to him every day. Following Ma's criticism of China's regulatory system in 2020, Beijing came down heavily on the retail giant. The pressure led to the shelving of Alibaba's financial affiliate Ant Group's $37 billion initial public offering and an enforced restructuring of Ant. Ma, China's best-known entrepreneur, has been largely out of public view since. Ma was known for his outspokenness. He stepped down from Alibaba in 2019 but continued to loom large in the eyes of investors. Alibaba was also fined a record $2.8 billion in April for anti-competitive business practices, as China's booming platform economy continues to face wider regulatory crackdown. Korean girl group Blackpink is releasing a movie to mark its 5th anniversary. YG Entertainment confirms the news on Wednesday, June 16. The film will feature 5 songs from their virtual concert, The Show, and In Your Area World Tour to give the audience a vivid experience of being in a real-life concert hall. Additionally, Blackpink, the movie, will include various sequences like The Room of Memory, where the girls reminisce their 5-year history since their debut, Beauty, which will focus on the members' personalities, and an unreleased special interview for the fans. Blackpink, the movie, will reportedly be screened in more than 100 countries worldwide this August. Blackpink will also be meeting Filipino fans online on Friday, June 18 at 8 p.m. The event will be held on Philippine telecommunications giant Globe's Community PH Facebook group. All fans need to do to catch the special online event is join Globe Community's PH Facebook group. In other entertainment news, a Beauty and the Beast prequel series is coming to streaming service Disney+, this time focusing on the arrogant Gaston and his trusty sidekick LeFou. A Deadline report says Luke Evans and Josh Gad will reprise the roles of Gaston and LeFou from Disney's 2017 live-action film. The prequel will follow Gaston and LeFou as they set off with LeFou's stepsister, Tilly, after a surprising revelation from her past comes to light. The 8-episode musical series will feature an original soundtrack from composer Alan Menken. The project marks Disney's celebration of the 30th anniversary of the Beauty and the Beast animated 1991 classic. The movie starred Emma Watson as Belle and Dan Stephen as Beast.